What's the significance of your number 57?
Just two lucky numbers put together. I mean, I have a lot of other lucky numbers, but those are the ones. One is one that my mom picked, told me spiritually, this is your lucky number. The other one is just my lucky number.
So, do you remember the first championship you won?
Oh, the first championship I won was only 2022 with the
So
Kenya.
it's been a journey.
It's been a journey and a half, yeah.
And then, do you ever see yourself like opening your own like rally school or drive?
Yeah, for sure. It's in the pipeline. Everything you need money to then do that.
Hi everybody, welcome to Tide Talks with me, Tyrone Kimani. Tide Talks aspires to inspire the current and future generations by telling stories of people who have made it to the top of their careers. My guest has just done that and much, much more. I've known him for 27 years. We went to primary school together. He has multiple awards. He's a rally driver, but also he has a 9 to 5 job, which not many people know about. He's a good friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, KARAN Patel.
Thank
AP,
you. What's up?
thanks for coming, man.
No, it's my pleasure.
Let's get right into it. So, I know you were born like an adrenaline junkie. I know your story very well. Growing up, you were into jet skiing, motocross, GP karting, you name it. Like, what got you into it? Was it like through your dad, or how did it all start?
I have no idea. To be fair, it's I think it's just inbuilt. You know, anything fast, anything that makes a noise when it's on with an
Yeah.
engine. It's like I wanted to get on or be in it and see how it moves, how it feels. So it's just curiosity, and then always intrigued by how it works. So those two combined, made me want to test the limits of everything I get into.
Yeah, because I know you like something which makes your blood like boil and make it flow quickly.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And just I like to find the limit of everything.
So before you got into rally, you used to do motocross,
Mhm.
and I know you did that for a number of years. Even I think
Yeah, we were. I don't know if we did it. I wasn't doing it when I was in Kenton, but when I was in Braben, yeah, all the time, every day after school, most days was out there practicing. Yeah, that's something I got into by through my dad. Basically, he was invited by a friend of his because the friend's son was on bikes, and so I went there one day, and again, me being me, I was like, yeah, I want to get on that bike and see what it can do. And then dad was quite probably impressed with my ability on two wheels, and then that's how we got into now actually racing. Yeah.
and then 2005 you were the East Africa champion for motocross.
Yes, that was a good accomplishment. And then after that, it was mom's time to say, now you stop, time to study, which was, I think, the best choice.
Yeah,
To-
that was high school time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and education is the only thing that can actually guaranteed get you a living. Motorsports is not guaranteed, but
Yeah.
if you're very, very good and things fall in place for you, then it can also earn you a living, but it's not guaranteed. Yeah.
That's true. But like, if I take it back, your dad was also like a rally fanatic. If
Yeah, he was a co-driver, so he was on the other side of the. So it's actually our dream one day to do a classic rally.
and him.
Myself and him, just not very competitive, just that bonding
that bond,
time.
that would be amazing though.
Yeah.
And then so your mom made you go back to your books, so you took a bit of a hiatus from the
Sports,
speed and sports and
motorsports.
everything.
Yeah,
Were you doing any other sports in school
I
at
know.
the
As
time?
a chubby boy, sports wasn't my priority. I think eating was more there. But yeah, I mean, we were in school, so being in school, you have these options to be on hockey teams. I think I was on a hockey team at some point, rugby team. I used to swim a lot growing up in Mombasa. I did a bit of. I was on the tennis team when I was very young in Mombasa, and did a lot of swimming. So lots of.
Yeah, actually, what age did you move to Nairobi from Mombasa?
Year 5 in Kenton. How old were we?
That
'Cause
must have been
first-
what, 8 or 9?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I remember I joined Kenton.
You came a bit late, didn't come in year 2. Yeah.
No, yeah, year 5. That's when we moved to Nairobi. That's when then Nairobi's life started. From Mombasa,
The
laid
fast
back,
lane.
yeah,
Yeah.
into the fast lane, yeah.
And growing up in Mombasa, apart from swimming, were there like other sports you'd do, like maybe jet skiing, or
Yeah, but jet skiing was a
you're too young
weekend.
for it? So yeah.
Those are luxuries of life.
Yeah.
Not everyone is blessed to have, and yeah, thankfully we could afford to do that, and that was my. I wouldn't say we did it every weekend, but because it's not exactly cheap, but it was something everyone. When you go back to that place where you rent the jet ski, they know me now. It's like they knew. Then after a while, I don't have to go with before
Yeah.
they give you a trainer or someone
That's
to
true.
like watch
They
over
let
you.
you be.
And
Yeah.
they let me be, even if I was underage. They're like, okay, it's Karan, let him go. He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. Yeah.
And then okay, you finished high school. You went to Cardiff, right?
Yeah. First, I know I went to do a certificate of higher education in. So the course I was doing is actually a very specialized course. It's not anything most universities
Offer.
offer, which is a license in aircraft maintenance. Most people confuse this with aeronautical engineering. So
I actually thought it was aeronautical.
yeah,
Yeah.
two very different. How do I say? Careers. One is a BA and one is a B science. And so, yeah, mine was aircraft maintenance. Something I was again very passionate about. Growing up, my family was in that industry. My dad being a pilot, and me growing up around aeroplanes. I used to spend a lot of time at Moi International Airport before 9/11. It was like very accessible, and yeah, so was Kingston University, doing a certificate of higher education, and at the same time doing these very specialized modules that enable me to then get my engineer's license for actually working on an aircraft. And then yes, to the University of South Wales, formerly known as University of Glamorgan. That's when then I went and continued my studies, because then I did want to pursue a degree. So there was the certificate of higher education, then the degree. Yeah.
How long was the certificate of higher education one in Kingston?
I think it was just a year,
Ah.
or yeah, a year, and then I went to pursue the degree.
Like thinking about it, like you said, your dad was a pilot and you're into aviation. Your dad was into rallying. It seems like you wanted to just be like him.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
looks, yeah, but I weighed my options. I had to choose between, do I become a pilot or do I become an engineer? And me being the very fidgety type, not being able to sit still, I didn't want to pursue this career in piloting, because as you've seen, technology gets advanced every day, and now we're at that point where planes land themselves, taxi themselves,
Yeah.
take off by
Things
themselves.
automated, yeah.
Everything's done, and now, with all due respect to pilots, it's like you sit and you monitor the systems. You are there to do manual landings every now and then, but it was just not something I was keen on doing, which is, sitting for 8 hours on a long haul flight, or 15 hours, not my thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just get a more hands-on, but still very much in aviation.
So then you finished in Wales. What year was that?
Oof, I'm not good with the years.
2011, 2012.
No, I think maybe because 2014 is when
I started your rally in 2014. It's 10 years now.
yeah, that's when I started working at ALS in Nairobi. So around then, I think 2012 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So came back, started working at
ALS.
ALS.
Yeah, came back. On my way back, obviously, before I was moving back, my dad's revisited his rallying days and started racing with his best friend. So that got me thinking, okay, or saying that, hey, I also want to get behind the wheel of a racing car now. And he's like, yeah, okay, it's fine, it's possible, but come back, get a job, start,
see.
yeah, do what you've studied, establish yourself in the industry, then we can look at this rallying, and that's how it started. And
Yeah. So he saw you doing your job and doing what he asked you to do. So come 2014, now you entered the world of rallying.
yeah, come 2014, we looked for a car. We got a car. I think at that time it was like 800,000 shillings. nice rally car.
Remember what car it was?
It was a Subaru GC8. It's like a Impreza, but a station wagon.
Yeah.
I still have it.
Yeah.
Sentimental value. And this is the start of everything. It was like, okay, time to get going now with this.
And then, so do you remember the first championship you won?
Oh, the first championship I won was only 2022 with the
So
Kenya.
it's been a journey.
It's been a journey and a half, yeah. But we were quite we were unexpectedly, let's say, with the underdogs as we came to rallying, and from the get go we had an outdated car. But back in 2014, we had like maybe 30, 40 entries in a rally. These days we have, if we're lucky, we have 10 or 15. So back when you had 40 drivers, and there's me in my new car, a new old car, and we were able to consistently be in the top 10. But out of those top 10 finishes, most of them were in the top 5.
Yeah.
So it just got me that visibility. I was noticed. And for my dad, I guess he was, I wouldn't say he was surprised. Maybe he knew I had it, or maybe he didn't. So, but the fact is that from then there was the time we started growing. He started investing a bit more. After a few years in that car, we got a better car. And so his approach to it was very calculated. Also, it's not just give me the best car. It was, we started very small.
You had to prove yourself.
Yeah, I had to prove myself. And for him, obviously, he's the financier, so he has to approach it in a calculated manner. It's not otherwise, rallying is a kind of a bag with a hole at the bottom. Whatever you throw in is gone.
Yeah. I was going to ask about, like, speaking of investment. So, like, when you started off, of course, you had to get the car. You had to maintain the car, fix the car, like put it to your exact specifications. Like, what is the process of like making the car your ideal car?
Well, no, the car we found was driven by former champions. It was already a rally car, very, very ready to race, in a very ready to race condition. Maintenance was done by someone we already knew from before. His name is Raju. And he basically had a garage. So he's actually the one who built that car back in the day. And so it basically came back to him. And he's actually now my engineer for the last 10 years. So he's been preparing my cars, making sure they're in this racing condition. So we have a relationship there. Actually, most of all the people that actually work on my car have been with me for 10 years.
Yeah, from the beginning.
From the beginning. So it shows that we have this kind of bond. Everyone has their ups and downs, but we have a good relationship. And so initial investment wasn't so much. It's the car where I said it's like 800,000. And then the other things are mainly, getting your car to a rally can cost like 15K.
Transporting it.
Yeah, transporting it. Maybe wear and tear, depends how, if you have an accident. But touch wood, we didn't do much damage to that car. Per se. And then the others is your helmet, your racing suit, your shoes. Those are just your other expenses, and fuel. Yeah, so it can cost you maybe another 200K for all those things. Yeah.
And then from the Impreza you moved to a Mitsubishi.
Yeah, from the Impreza we used then moved to a used Mitsubishi. So none of our cars have been brand new. We got this car from Ireland. We found it. We actually flew to Ireland to make sure it's, it is what it looks like on the pictures. Make sure, again, we make the most of the money we're spending on it. But I don't know how long after we drove the GC8, we got the Evo 10. But yeah, so the Evo 10 is the Mitsubishi. That was, the next step now for the rally career.
And how long did you drive the Evo 10 for?
I think another 2 years before, again, we were just always, having a good performance. The fact that my team, Touchwood, is able to ensure they do their best, and their best is actually more than enough to make sure we finish races, given my driving style. I also am a very my driving style is such that I respect the car a lot in everything I do, so it increases the longevity of the car, the life of the car. So people actually want to buy our cars. So, we end up also then being able to sell these cars and build a new one. And because I'm performing with it, people actually automatically want to pay a bit more for it. So
Yeah.
it increases the value. So it's like this is along the way we have done a little buying and selling of rally cars. But yeah, I still have now, because I crashed at Mitsubishi. We had to get a new shell. We got a new shell. We rebuilt the car like new. Someone bought it, so I still have the old shell which we rebuilt into another rally car. So I have kept all the rally cars.
Nice. And then so now everyone is starting to get notice of Karan Patel as the years went by.
Yeah.
So from the Mitsubishi you moved to
To a Ford Fiesta. Yeah, so we moved to a Ford.
What year was that?
2021. And again, now I've performed very well with the Mitsubishi. My dad has seen, okay, let's take it to another step. I did go and get a little bit of experience. I learned a lot of lessons racing internationally in 2018.
I remember you had gone abroad for some.
Yeah, so those are the days I thought I'm the shit. I'm like, I'm the bee's knees, and I'm gonna go and kick everyone's butt. But I came back with a lot of lessons, and the big head on my shoulders was much smaller.
Yeah,
it was good lesson, good experience. It has made me into a better driver for sure. And then we drove the Ford Fiesta. I think we won the Africa Rally Championship with it in 2023. We just won the Africa Rally Championship 2024.
Congrats.
Thanks. And with the Ford, we also won the Kenya National Rally Championship. So we've had
quite a run,
and hopefully it doesn't stop there.
But like 2022 was actually your year. You won Motorsports Personality of the Year.
That's correct. We won, I think, also Sports Journalists Association of Kenya awarded me the LG Sports Personality of the Month that year. We won the Tower Awards, the Asian Weekly.
Yeah.
We won the Kenya Championship. We won the Africa Championship. No, we were runners-up Africa Championship 22. But yeah, it's by God's grace we are here.
Yeah. Look at you now. But not many people know, like, it takes a village to actually be a successful rally driver. There's you, there's a co-driver, there's, of course, your engineers, your mechanics. Who else is there, like, behind the scenes who we don't know about?
Everyone. The whole family is behind the scenes. There's... because of my rallying, then there's no holiday money. So everyone has to... It's a very... I have a very understanding family. My brother also doesn't, say much, doesn't complain. My mom is from the days I started, my mom and my dad and my bro would always be at races. Mom's doing the food. Dad is obviously there because he's the support, he's the financier. And then now there's Ruhi, my wife, who also has to accept that a certain percentage of weekends I'm not going to be there. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but that's the main thing is family having that understanding and supporting me. Without that, it's very difficult to race, because you always have someone then will be complaining, why are you going? You're wasting money. So it's that side is the side that allows you to mentally be comfortable to race. Obviously there's dad who's financing everything, so it's like financially you're able to race. And then you have a team of engineers and mechanics who are also understanding that they, like I said, they've been with us for 10 years. They have learned their lessons. They've also made their mistakes. And it's what we have is like a non-punitive culture. We don't blame anyone for anything. It's okay, fine. We messed up as a team when we do mess up, and we learn. And then there's my co-driver who's also been with me for 10 years. It's from the get-go. So it just says a lot to, it says a lot about who we are as a team, and this bond we have. And I think that's very important. It's all about the relationships you have with these people.
And also must be assuring to have that the back of your mind that your family is there to support you, they're nurturing you from the beginning. Because if you didn't have a family who were behind you, it would be like a whole nother issue.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's that's what I'm saying. That's the mental side of things. Is that mentally you have this assurity that they're okay with what you're doing there. You have their support, and that's very important. Otherwise, it's like every time you go for a rally, you don't want to be in a position where your family's pissed off at you, but you just be like you be like, okay, whatever, you guys, I'm going anyway. So it's not like that. It's yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Make us proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice.
I was going to ask this because, of course, you have your 9 to 5 job, you have your rallying, you have your family life with your wife, you have your family life with your parents and your sibling.
Yeah.
How do you manage to balance like all of that?
It's not something I plan. It just happens. You go with the flow. Job wise, again, hopefully, it's going to be the same case where the team I have will stay with me for a very long time, and you learn to understand each other, learn to have this synergy at work. So having a good team allows you to at least step away from work when you need to spend time with family or spend time with friends. Although my business is what, for 4 years old now, but you discount a few COVID issues here and there, and so let's say it's growing, and I have to be there quite a bit to ensure that whatever I teach my team is implemented, and the right things are done. We don't want to start on the wrong foot. So yeah, it's been a journey and a half. A lot of time spent at work. When I'm not at work, I'm racing, and I actually that's the main thing. It's like if I'm not racing, I love my job and I like to be at work, and then after work it's home, time to spend time with family. Yeah.
I was going to ask this, like, as a rally driver, you must possess certain characteristics. Of course, you have to have a sound mind, you have to have good judgment, because that you must navigate the route, you must know like, the route like at the back of your hand. What else would you say are the other characteristics a rally driver must possess?
I would always emphasize on being a physically fit. Fitness is a very important factor in any sports that one does. So there's the fitness aspect. Yes, mentally, it depends. There's a few drivers out there who just come for a laugh. They want to just come and have fun. They can be a bit tipsy if the night before, get totally wasted the night before a race. It all depends on one's mental approach or also how serious he takes the sport. For us, it's something I take very, very seriously, because I know the investment that's gone into it behind the scenes. So that keeps me motivated, and then there is that aspect to keep me motivated, is the fact that we are getting sponsors. The last year, Red Bull announced me as a Red Bull athlete. So it shows me that the hard work we're putting in, myself and the team, pays off. So it just keeps you motivated. So you need to be motivated actually to keep going. You need to have that never give up attitude. Physically fit, mentally sound. For me now, you know me from back in the day. That party life is over. Maybe later we can reignite a bit of social life here and there, because right now it's like my life starts at 4.
I was actually going to say that you must sacrifice something such as your social life to make sure that this endures and that you do well at it.
Yeah, everything in life requires some sort of sacrifice. So for me, unfortunately, it means the social life is very limited. Going out at night, going for drinks with friends, dinners. For me, going out for dinner is a late night. Even if it gets past 10 o'clock, I'm like,
It's late.
Yeah, it's late. So it does involve then some limit of sacrifice. And if you want to go into sports and be a professional, then these things are bound to be.
Yep.
Yeah,
You have to give them up.
yeah, you have to give them up for a certain amount of time, and then you have to have understanding friends who understand that, okay, this guy is he's trying to do something, and as much as he doesn't speak or text or SMS, it's like he's there. The relationship can be alive. It doesn't mean just because I don't talk or message you
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just that I have so
It's
much
life.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's life. Yeah.
What's the significance of your number 57?
Just two lucky numbers put together. I mean, I have a lot of other lucky numbers, but those are the ones. One is one that my mom picked, told me um, spiritually, this is your lucky number. The other one is just my lucky number. And then we just put them together.
And then, do you ever see yourself like opening your own like rally school or drive?
Yeah, for sure. It's in the pipeline. Everything you need money to then do that. Currently, the situation is if I was to do that, I would expect someone to have his own car, and I will train them with their own rally car. Not many people have a rally car. A lot of people who want to learn don't have a car, don't have
The resources. Yeah.
the resources. And then when I tell them, okay, this is how much it'll cost you to use my car, we need to insure it, this, that, and then it just becomes unaffordable, which is fine. It's understandable. So it's like, for now, we'll just keep that project on hold. But yeah, I'm very keen on cars and motorsports, and also fabricating, fabrication engineering. So the next step, when I have the resources and the time, is to probably have a garage where now I can actually make like bespoke cars
Yeah.
for do custom projects. That's where my heart lies on aside
In the
from what I'm
pipeline,
currently
yeah.
doing. Yeah, but again, everything needs
Time.
and moolah.
Yeah. I was going to ask this before we close. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be the next big rally driver?
Well, the advice I'd give them is number one, education. Focus on that first, because there's no guarantee rallying can get you very far in life financially. And if you have that aspiration, that okay, yes, I'm a very good driver, I'll get sponsors, fine. But do you have then the finances to at least enable you to prove yourself? Because no one is going to be like, yeah, I'll give you a rally car and sponsor you $20,000 a race because you say you're a good driver. Prove yourself. And who in this economy right now is going to actually take your word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first is get a job and earn some money, have that disposable income to then enable you to buy a rally car, buy a racing suit, do some training. Definitely do some training, because the journey to get to like where I am today has taken us 10 years. Not so much professional training, but the training I get is from the mistakes I make. And that's another thing. It's like in life, you have to be one that analyzes why did you make a mistake, and what was the outcome, and how can you avoid that going forward. So that's a big part of rallying also, is the mistakes you make must not be happening again. And so the advice I would give is just get a job, focus on education first. Rallying is not everything for now. It can be. You'd have to be very, very lucky, but so education always comes first. Yeah.
And lastly, I read somewhere that you said one of the most important lessons you've learned is patience. Tell us why.
There's a lot of times, especially in rallying, has taught me, it's like from the day I started, I wanted to be a winner. And every time I made this decision in my head, like before I start a stage or before I start a rally, whenever I went into the race with this mentality that this time I have to win, I always end up failing.
Yeah.
And it means I was just forcing things too quickly. And then you learn that if you put this priority behind you, and you actually just focus on having a clean run, have fun, you actually end up doing what you wanted to do without actually thinking about it. But the main thing that has taught me patience actually is a lot of life lessons, even business wise. Being now an entrepreneur, things don't go to plan, but in the past, when things don't go to plan, it's like I get very frustrated, and you realize then it's all unnecessary. Money is a big factor in life, obviously, and another the lesson on patience I've learned is that you one day you have money, the next day you don't, and that's another important thing in life is that okay, the day you don't, it's maybe you've had an unintentional expenditure here there, maybe an accident, or someone has not paid you the money and you had to owe somebody else, and now you're just all over the place scratching your head. But you just buy time, always try and buy time, and that's the essence of being patient, is just buying time, and things will always fall into their place if you just keep cool, and also don't force things to happen when you want them to happen. I'm a strong believer also in God the Almighty, so that is also a factor that keeps me going. Is like when something goes wrong, that's God's plan. When something goes right, that's God's plan, and it's like your life is God's plan. Just go with the flow. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. KP, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having
We're
me.
really proud of you, and I wish you all
Thanks,
the success, your vision. I know you're gonna do well, and
I hope so.
keep on keeping on.
God's plan. Let's
Yeah,
see.
God's plan. Everyone, thank you so much for watching Tide Talks. Please watch, like, subscribe. Tyrone Kimani on all social media platforms. Thank you, and see you next time.